Uh, all right, we here,
Yes,
y'all. I ain't
sir.
gonna say nothing. I ain't say nothing. I don't know nothing. Community, what's going on, y'all? What's up,
What
everybody? It's
up?
the Community Coalition Show. We back. Another night,
What up,
another
gang?
week, and a good week. What's going on, y'all?
Good, gang.
David 2K, that's
Uh,
Yendi down there. I will ask Yendi how she doing, but something is good.
Shut up.
You crushing it.
My bad. I
I'm
forgot.
so jealous. No, that's how we do. I always eat on the pod. I don't care. Look,
right.
it's real.
Hamburgers for dinner.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
See, yeah, it's been
I almost started. Yeah, I almost started eating on. I was on the house show this morning, and I almost started eating on there, and I was like, "Wait, I'm on a show, and I can't be talking and eating at the same time."
Yeah,
you were on what this morning?
The house show.
What's that?
On Twitch. It's a morning show. Think of it as like Good Morning America, but for people that aren't on TV.
Okay. Hold on, you on that show?
No, I was on that show.
You gotta tell people what's going on.
I mean, it was at 9. It was at 9 a.m.
I know, but you're telling the world. You gotta tell the community.
Oh, hey, y'all.
David,
sometimes I'm on the house show. I mean,
Okay.
it's not all the time. That's why.
Still,
Is it a video game show?
Say it again.
Is it a video game show?
No, it's just a morning show on Twitch that like the people of the DMV, they like. Sorry, not just the DMV.
But I'm saying
it's more Atlanta.
Okay, so David, we're going to have to get you advertising that so that people know where to find you, more places. Right. That's a good thing.
Right.
Yeah,
I've really been slacking it, and I know that I'm probably going to get the text tomorrow about it. Yeah. But like,
build your brand, best-selling author, be on Twitch, like
sometimes, but like,
know, come on.
But also, like, the other thing is about that is that, like, I didn't tell anybody that I was going on tour.
Yes, I saw that too. Yeah, they getting in your
They are. And do you know why though? Because the Twitch community, I've realized in the past year or past the pandemic that like they really go hard.
So you have a whole group of folks.
Right. I've been telling them about the show.
I know, we'll talk later. We're gonna talk after the show, y'all.
I miss the video game part of Twitch. I don't really care for the other stuff. I'm sorry. No, I'm not being a hater though. I'm always congratulating when you moving forward because definitely that's popular. Do you get paid for this?
No, I don't.
I do it off the list.
We gonna get this. Hey, I'm gonna let you have that. Y'all don't want me to be your manager. I need y'all to start getting paid.
I know. Sometimes, I mean, yes, getting paid is because you want to get paid. But there are other things that
out there, but
sometimes you gotta like put yourself out there. But if you put yourself out there, you gotta tell people too.
Right.
Like that's how you leverage your brand, you know what I'm saying? Right. And then you get to the point where, like, if you bring in enough audience, okay, you go get that bag, but you gotta tell people.
Yeah, because did you know you get paid when you stream on Twitch?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
So don't you want to get paid?
I
like money. Do you like money?
I like money. I like money, but I hate money at the same time. That's just me.
I understand, and it makes sense. I understand what you're saying, though. Me too. Sometimes.
Did you know you get paid on TikTok too, right? When you go live.
That's why everybody's shaking tail.
Yeah. I saw a girl on TikTok live eating raw meat, but she wasn't actually eating it. She was just putting it up to her lip and was like.
That's what I'm saying. That's why all that extreme stuff exists, and they getting views.
Yeah.
Like how many times have you been on Twitch and you see somebody just sitting there, titties hanging out, and they just sitting there?
Got banned from Twitch for having sex on there.
Yeah, like people doing extreme stuff because they trying to get that bag.
Mm-hmm. And by any means necessary.
Yeah. All right. So that's not where we wanted to go this evening, but I think it was a good start. But there's some other more interesting issues that I know we were talking about earlier, Yendi. Like, I don't know if you want to segue into this one because I know you were getting passionate about this earlier.
I get passionate about a lot of things, though.
I know.
I'm a Black woman. That's what we do.
Absolutely.
We are very passionate. Well, you and I were just talking about parents. The Black community, our parents, are they too strict? Because I was saying I saw a guy do a skit and the kid asked the mom, like, can I go out? And she said no. And he said, why not? And she was like, because I fucking said so. Now go to your room. And he was like, that's not a reason. Like, how am I supposed to know what I did wrong? And she was like, you got 5 seconds to get out my face before I whoop your ass. And then she took the belt out and then she swung it at him.
Wow.
Now, even though it is a skit, however, I see a lot of Black people on TikTok talking about how growing up, how their parents were. And I even witnessed it myself in my own family. I'm not gonna drop a name, but I have a relative who is the same way. Like, instead of trying to talk to her children first, she instantly goes to sit the fuck down, I'm gonna fuck you up. Like, why?
Yeah. And I think that was a big thing in her, especially growing up. I used to see that all the time. Like, and it was like, it's very, I don't want to get so technical, but it's very like authoritarian. Like, and I understand parents, and sometimes you have to be that way, but I think this how. So yeah, I used to say all the time, beatings. My mom had a belt. It was a genuine leather belt. It was so thick it wouldn't fit in jeans buckles. So you couldn't wear the belt. The belt had one purpose in the house. Beat that ass. Like, and I learned really quick. I ain't want the belt, so I let my sister get all that. You got that, son. I've learned real fast because I ain't get beat like that because I wasn't crazy. But you see stuff like that. I that whole phrase, because I said so.
Yeah.
Even as a kid, even as an adult now, it annoys me. Like, because, and we always see that when we hear people talk about it, like, violence leads to violence. Like, you beat your kids and they grow up, they beat their kids and stuff like that. And the Black community would scoff at that, like, oh, that's some bull. Like, but what we know about human behavior now, why is that wrong? No, if you continuously expose something and you make that a part of a person's life, that's part of the family culture. That's what they grow up with.
Right.
Anytime that's how they feel like they have to discipline.
And the cycle continues.
Exactly. So, but do we learn from that though? We learn fear, but also it got to a point where it didn't work. Like, okay, at some point, like as a kid, as a child, young child, yeah. But once I got old enough, okay,
do you remember actually do you remember the first time you actually defended yourself and it wasn't even you like actively doing it? You just did. You just
honestly,
did it, like, out of.
Oh, I did.
Because I didn't like. I probably didn't get a beat.
You like subconsciously did it. You were.
I probably didn't get a beating after the age of like 7 or 8. I didn't.
Right.
But I didn't know. I saw my sister do it, and then what happened? It got worse for her. And that's what I'm saying. Like, it shouldn't be that way. That's a reflex.
Right.
Like, who openly takes a beating?
Right.
Like, what human being openly just sits there with their hands crossed and takes a beating?
Like we shouldn't even be punished for that. But like growing up, I didn't really get beat like that because my father was trying. Like, he used to have a belt that he used to do like click, click. No, they take the one in and make it like
snap it together.
One time he did hit me with it. Like, he felt so bad and took me to Toys R Us afterwards. But like, I just remember as I got older, one time he tried to smack me and I pushed the shit out of him. I don't know, in my household, we didn't grow up to respect him though. We respected my mother more because she was different. She didn't put her hands on us,
Yeah.
We just had more respect for her.
Yeah. My mom, she didn't have to beat me because, like, I just feared, like, one, she would say things. Not mean stuff, but like it was how she said it. And I knew she was pissed. You know what I'm saying? Like, she would say, like, grit her teeth and you better know. All right. So like I ain't need it. I ain't gotta go that far. I already know. Also, my mother wouldn't let stuff go as a kid. You would do something, a week later, she was still talking about it. Like, you did something like next week. I swear, last week you did that. Like, Mine was a week ago. Like, it's over. Chill. I learned. We moved on. Like, no.
Picking up stuff now from like when I was a kid.
Yeah, same here.
Let it go. Like,
my thing was we were always afraid of disappointing my mom. So I mean, also we had common sense, and my mom would talk to us like, if I asked if I could go outside and she said no, and I say why, she would explain to me why, and then she would like, duh, don't you remember you on punishment? Duh, go back in your room.
Yeah. Not even okay. So like,
can I just say I really like that type of parenting? Like like you have to. I feel like with with your generation and then my generation, like we just like it was the because I said so like argument. But I feel like if I was to sit like a kid down and tell them that like, hey, that was wrong, and this is the reason you shouldn't be pushing people down. Do you want people to push you around? It's like you gotta. I feel like you gotta explain to them why it's wrong, and from there.
Can I just say really quick before you even what you just said, David? It also teaches kids how to communicate. I mean, how many people as adults, when they're mad at their partner, they don't know how to communicate, and that's because growing up, your parents never taught you to communicate.
Yes,
right.
Child staying in child's place. Child better not speak up. Better do that. Like, so I think this is what parenting is. Parenting is being well-rounded in techniques and tactics, right? Even in forms of discipline. You can't just have one tool. Your tool can't just be the hit.
Right.
You know, I think, and this is
because like we said, you're gonna outgrow that.
But also you don't really like, you learn in that moment, don't do that part. So you may fear that part, but there's different variations to that sometimes. There's no deep understanding of why. There's no deep understandings of the repercussions, things like that. There's consequences, you know? Sometimes natural consequences, but if you don't connect those dots, you don't really learn from the situation. You know, and sometimes it's hard. So like, you know, even making a conscious effort. So I say this, even for me, like me and my wife had this conversation, like we have different tools in the arsenal. I've never had like honestly, I don't think I've never had to like really openly spank my girls. I didn't have to. The most I've ever had to do, like I've plucked them a couple times when they were babies. I didn't want to hit them, so I would give them a little something to kind of respond. As they got older, I knew their level of understanding is growing. So meanwhile, I mean, one time we had a real talk, and it was like, okay, we have to really facilitate independent thinking. We have to facilitate problem solving. And even in times of discipline, to get them to understand why this is a problem, how you can correct it and fix it for the next time. Kids are going to make mistakes. Kids are going to do something you don't want them to do. And in those moments as parents, how you handle that is so important, right? So yes, there's a discipline part. So let's say my daughter, there's a discipline part. I have to discipline you. But in that discipline, let's say you get something taken away. I'm also going to talk to you and tell you why. And I'm also going to give you some tools how you cannot go through that in the future. I need you to understand that whole process, right? Yeah, it sounds tedious, but I'm thinking long game here.
Right.
Absolutely.
I'm thinking like they got to grow up at this point, right? And also too, sometimes my daughter Annie, she's not afraid to speak her mind, is what I'll say. And in that speaking her mind, sometimes she crosses the line. But she has to know there's a line in the first place. So we have to teach her what the line is, right?
Okay.
And then, so if she crosses it now, okay, there's correction when you cross it. There may be some discipline, but the discipline doesn't have to be beating.
Right.
But you have to know that line, and then, okay, here's some alternatives. So my daughter will ask why. She'll ask why. And her why is not that she's being a smart ass or a smart mouth, as we used to think in the old days. She genuinely wants to know why and understand why it is.
Right.
So why not tell her?
Right. My dad used to hate that, yeah.
But that's the thing, like why? Because we, like I said, we saw that as talking back. You being smart.
You always call me smart ass.
Yeah.
You used to say I'm gonna be the first one to get killed.
But no, like, so if I would tell my daughter, okay, like, what's one thing we would have this conversation on? Something simple as like certain, like this happened recently, certain snacks they would eat the snacks. And I ain't want them to eat the snacks because I need that for their lunches. She'd be like, okay, daddy, why? Well, here's the thing, sweetheart. You're like, and yes, it takes some time to explain, but these snacks I'm packing for your lunches, right? So you can have something when you go to lunch for school. These snacks I put over here, that's for your snacks. When you need a snack, you need something to eat. There's a lot of fruit over here. I want you to eat that stuff for snack. This is for lunches, you know? So once I explained that, she said, oh, okay, daddy, I get it. This is the snacks over here for when we went on snack. Done. Simple conversation. Save me $20 a week. But like, but sometimes it seems, I know for adults, that seems tedious for some reason. That seems hard for some reason. But I think also it's not the kids. I think adults have to communicate back too.
Also, and I don't know where this will fall under, but talk to your kids like, I don't want to say like equals, but I don't want to say talk to them like they're adults, but like, I don't know exactly what.
Well,
have a real conversation with
I think that's what it is. Like, I think like there's things kids should know. There's certain things kids like I said,
don't baby them.
Yeah. Well, no, but you know, like I said, talk to them as to the, like they understand. You have to get them to understand though. You know, so this is, hey, why? Like, for example, like you need to look both ways before you walk out on the street. Why? Because there's cars coming.
Right, both ways.
You don't know if that car sees you. You're tiny, you're small. So I need you to make sure. Like, so it's like we would just say things, don't cross the street, don't do this, don't do that.
Right.
But like there's a next level to it. Even as adults, that's one of the problems with like we talk about going levels deep with some of the stuff in our understanding. Everything is surface level. This is what it becomes as an adult when you don't dig deep and you don't really understand stuff. You don't take the time to learn stuff because that foundation starts as a kid. And like you said, then there's forms of discipline where they do cross the line. Okay, and I got it. I have to discipline you now.
Right.
There's consequences to that. You know, when I told you don't eat the snacks for lunch, and I know I told you, you did it anyway. Now there's a consequence to that.
Now you're not
you gotta learn
tomorrow.
Not snack tomorrow, or something gets taken away. I don't have to hit you in that moment. Say what?
But not a rap on the beat.
No. I don't have to hit you in that moment.
I feel like also, and I know this from my cousin, I know that when you get beat for a certain amount of times, kids start to get immune to it, and then they start to laugh at you.
That's exactly.
Yeah. As you get bigger, you get older too. Like it's not as effective. Like really, like I remember as a kid, like my sister, like once we got to when we was teenagers, we was grown size. So my sister would be like, okay, it's worth the beating. She would say that. Because I'm gonna get beat, it's gonna hurt for 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna be back in the game. Like, so okay, it's worth the beating. Like I might risk it all because it might be worth it.
You know what the funniest part about that is?
That's that Leo in her.
You know my sister, yeah.
I was about to say, we were just hanging out with her.
You know my sister, you know she hot, like, and what you see now is 40+-year-old my sister. Imagine my sister at 15. Like,
yo.
Okay, what?
Do you think so? Do you think it was because of the beatings that made her so tough?
No, I think she was going to be tough.
It's always been tough.
I think, but no, I think the environment, like, I think what the beatings did was this. She knew better. She knew better. It was this. She was going to risk it all. Like I said, sometimes kids is going to do kid stuff. You know, and she was going to get disciplined either way, but she would just cross the line sometimes, you know. And I think we just have to realize that as humans we still do it. As an adult, I still cross the line sometimes. I know what the line is. I still be crossing it. That's life. And you take an L. If you get caught, you get in trouble, you take an L. So I think that's just part of it. Like you know. So I think as a kid, we just have to teach them, like, okay, knowing that if you do this, if you know better, there are consequences to these actions.
Right.
As a parent, it's my job to educate you on this process, right? I could teach you what to do. I could teach you what not to do. I could try to give you some strategies so that you don't have to go through this again and again and again. But if it happens, you got to know that there's a reaction to this.
Right.
That's life. Consequence. Even as an adult, you get caught, you get locked up. You kill somebody, you go into jail. Right? There's consequences to all of this. So hopefully the foundation is the sooner you learn this as a kid, you can make better decisions as you grow up. And as parents, we have to educate that and try to facilitate that process as best we can. All in real time while we're trying to do it ourselves too. So, it's tough, it's challenging. It's ever evolving. How I discipline my kids at 2 years old is different than 5 years old. Is now different at 10 years old. So I have to constantly evolve along with that. I have to constantly understand where they are and try to educate. That's parenting.
Right.
That's what parenting is. The same way is not going to work forever.
Right.
That's why I think because I said so doesn't work.
Yeah. See, my thing was, mine was never for it. There was always a reason behind it. Like, oh, I would act out at school. Oh, I get beat for that. Oh, I did forgery. I get a beat for that. It's stuff like there's like you said, there's consequences, there's reaction.
Yeah. And I think, so it's like, and that's gonna happen. But I think it's consequences, how you handle how you handle consequences in your family. But I do think there's another layer after that. Understanding what just happened here. Okay, why did you do that? Sometimes I want to know your cognitive process. What were you thinking in that, bro? So how can I know? Okay, if I can get a glimpse of that, maybe I can teach you and give you something, some stress, something that maybe you don't have to do that again.
Shoot, I even ask my dogs why do they do the things they do, like they gonna respond.
Be like,
why did you do that?
I don't know. They'd be like, oh, throw his paws up. Impulse, but like, as I say, if we think, like I said, we think of children as they're growing people, and that's the one thing I still see until this day. Like, I don't know when yelling and screaming became a thing. Like, and that's why I say I think a lot of it is like, if you you watch, go people watch for a while. Go to the mall somewhere and there's people and you see people pull up with their kids. Now I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, kids do kid stuff. They wild out, they run around, they be grabbing stuff, they be touching stuff. And the common denominator is the parents, how they handle it. And you can see the good ones who care and the ones who don't really have a clue what's going on.
Right.
They let their kids touch everything. They be wild. The kids be running all over the place. Matter of fact, when I was at Applebee's today, I'm sitting there waiting for my food. Kid just banging the door. He just keeps closing the door. 3 adults sitting there just in their own world, not paying attention. Like, you ain't hear that door slam 3 times. Your son is over there about to break the door.
As a person who worked in the mall at a store where had to deal with kids, I can say parents sometimes just don't care.
So as I say, sometimes. So then it's what happens is, like, when the kid does something that doesn't line up to what they want, their comfort, then they get angry. But it's not really about the child in that moment. It's about the parent. Sometimes as parents, we have to flip that to understand that that's a little person. It's not about you. He's doing what he do.
Right. He doesn't know any better.
They don't know any better. They're curious. They see things, as new, as stimulating. They're figuring it out in real time. So it's not personal. Parents, you look at some parents, they be making it like it's personal.
Right.
Oh, I've seen it.
Don't embarrass me. What does that mean to a 2-year-old? What does "don't embarrass me" mean to a 2-year-old? Do you know how no concept of embarrassment?
I was about to say, don't be a 2-year-old.
Well, like, cursing at your child too. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, what?
Yeah. Like, hey,
don't talk to your kid like that.
Don't talk to your kid like that. What do you think? Right. So then don't get mad when your kid be cussing by 5. Don't be mad when why does your kid understand these words? Like, I see Like they're a reflection of your environment.
Right.
That's why we talk about this on Reason to Rhyme. I don't listen to certain music around my children.
Mm-hmm.
For that reason, they don't need to know certain stuff.
Okay, well, I don't know about that part.
No, think about it. Okay, so like
I remember
some crazy stuff and I ain't repeat it. So I don't know if it would be right for me to listen to my children.
Me too, but why take the chance?
I mean, I'm like, don't say it outside.
So then
I don't know about the censor part because I never was censored. So I don't.
It's not censoring. It's just I don't have to be the one to expose you to it.
True.
Like I said, I don't.
What if they're going to get exposed to it anyway?
But then now I have a base. I have a foundation to show you what not to do.
Right.
But if I let it go here and it goes on out there, how can I say don't do it now? If I cuss, how can I tell you not to do it?
Yeah.
There's no example. There's no baseline of what this looks like in real life.
Can't make no promises about the cursing part.
But I know, but
drop a little F-bomb.
I know. You know what? I've been proud of myself because y'all know how I get down.
Right.
But I've really trained myself that I don't, because I'm motivated. I don't want them to see that right now.
Right.
I always said, because I grew up early.
Yeah.
And I saw too much early.
Kenny.
And I don't want my
Kenny's
kids
really disciplined with his language.
And what they're exposed to. Mm-hmm. Because I want, like I said, I know they're going to see the madness when they get out to the world. When they go to school, I have conversations with them all the time. They hear it. That what they know is, they know it's not good, so they don't have to repeat it. Why do they know it's not good? Because it's not done at home. Mm-hmm. They know what it looks like correctly. Mm-hmm. So when they go to school, when they go out to the world, and other kids say it, they know they ain't right. Something different about that. You know?
I probably would be a bad parent because when my niece is in the car,
but that's the thing. That's why I'm big on, but that's it. I'm big on adult conversations need to be adult conversations. When I have to have a business conversation, when I'm talking to one of y'all sometimes, they're not around.
That's true.
When I have to talk about certain topics, they're not around.
That part, I would say, my parents, they were like, get out of grown folks' business. Grown folks' business. You know, my grandma was like that, and she was a wild child.
Certain things they just don't need to be knowing right now.
Right.
They will figure it out. There will be a time for it. I already know. Mm-hmm. But it don't have to be today, and it don't have to come from me. I'm gonna let y'all niggas go wild out so I can look like a superhero when they come back home and tell me. I can tell you, don't do that, sweetheart. You ain't gotta do that. That makes daddy look. That lets mommy look even better.
So that's the reason. Because you and me, we've had that conversation often. Even when but most of the time I'm just kidding around. But also at the same time, it's a real thing that happens.
It's a real thing, yes. Why? Because y'all go wild out. Go see them wild out there. Daddy gets to swoop in later. Nah, sweetheart, you ain't gotta do that. Let me show you a better way.
Right.
Yeah.
Good strategy.
Yeah. But like I said, because I've seen that. But
also it's life.
But I've seen that, like that was kind of like my sister, my mom. I love them to death, but like my mom got to a point where she couldn't correct my sister because my mom's is wilding out too. So what you now gonna tell her? No, don't go do that. You do it. And that's what my sister would say. There's no respect. You lose respect.
Mm-hmm. Right. It's like lead by example.
Yeah. So that's what do black people say? Do as I say.
Well, my boss used to say that too.
That's the biggest crock of shit.
Like I used to work at Petco. They used to say that when I would challenge them, but like you did it. And they'd be like, "Well, do as I say, not as I do." Then maybe you shouldn't be a manager.
No. And that's the problem. It's actually reverse.
Right.
People should lead by example, follow the actions. Mm-hmm. Like I said, because now it gives you a base. So my kids see me doing right. They see hopefully the right way, the correct way of doing stuff.
As being a leader, not just being like a parent.
Yeah. Not everybody's gonna see negative and shy away from it. Mm-hmm. How many young folks do we know that see negative and go gravitate towards it?
Always.
Like a crackhead telling you not to smoke crack. What? You smoke crack. What you mean? Well, you see your parents drinking.
Right.
And now they see adults having. That's why I don't like drinking around my kids.
Yeah. Why? You had an uncle that give you some beer.
Turn you out.
No, I didn't like beer. It worked.
I didn't like either. But how many kids? How many kids gravitate to it? Why take that chance? Why risk that? I don't know how my daughters are going to respond to that. I don't want to be the one to introduce it to them. They might like it.
Right.
We got time for that. Save that for the appropriate time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, for college.
Yeah, like there's a time for that. But they do know what it is. They know that it's for adults. They know it's not for children. They know it could possibly be harmful for children.
Right.
You know, like, which is, yeah. So it's like, no, they don't. So it's not like this magical thing. They don't know what it is. They know what it is. They've seen it, but we don't do that around them, no. Like I said, there's certain things they're going to go to school. I know they have this conversation, talk at school, but now they get to go home. We can discuss it, process it together, and they can understand X, Y, and Z.
It's funny that you say that because they always joke about the DARE assembly.
Yo.
Social media, bro.
Oh my God.
Oh man, the 80s. Goodness gracious.
They know the drugs.
Bro, I remember DARE.
Yeah, I remember they had the t-shirt and everything.
That was 2005.
The t-shirt was dope. If I could find one now, that's a dope shirt, man.
Yo, if I've seen one in the past,
where you could probably find it.
Yeah.
Right. And any of them that I've seen in the past like 5 years, they've all been like gutted and like turned into something else.
But that's
my dad cut his up.
Yeah, right. Even think about that. Say no to drugs. Like, there's no explanation to that. And then you see a whole bunch of people looking like it's cool. Like, that's another thing. TV. That's why another thing I don't like exposing too much TV and stuff.
Like, I never seen no TV shows where they make drugs look cool, only selling it, but that's pretty much it.
But I mean, even like teenage party stuff, like,
oh yeah, well,
you know,
right. But see, I mean, I don't know. I think also kids gotta have common sense. I think
you can't expect kids to have common sense.
I mean, but you got can you teach them that common sense?
But that's what I'm saying. You can teach certain things, but you got to have a baseline to be able to teach them off of. You can.
I think that's why people used to say my mom was a bad mom, because I don't know, she was like different. It wasn't so much of kind of like saying no, we can't expose you to too much. I think sometimes she exposed it to way too much, but it was always form your own opinion, do your own thing. You know, this is bad. I mean, they never like smoked around us, and drinking, all of that stuff. They would be like, go downstairs and be with the kids because y'all don't need to be around it. So you know, but I mean, it wasn't so much of not being like seeing it on TV, because my mom would be like, okay, you see people smoking on TV, but you know it's bad. Form your own opinion. I don't know.
Yeah, but she might also know y'all too. But that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not going to like purposely expose them to stuff at this point in time, especially at their age.
Well, they're young, so.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, so that's what I'm saying. It changes as they grow. Yeah. The tactics change. And also, like I said, there's certain things, but like as my twins are 8. Why would I can't watch the stuff I watch. I can't watch around them.
I think I'm starting to
I can't watch Menace Society with 8-year-olds.
Look, my grandmother wouldn't even let us watch Harlem Nights, and as an adult, I'm trying to figure out why did she shelter us from that.
Oh goodness!
But she used to curse. She used to curse like it was Def Comedy Jam in front of us. So I don't understand why she sheltered us from that.
Right.
Yeah, but she would not let us watch that movie at all.
I wouldn't let them watch Harlem Nights, right?
But I was allowed to watch scary movies as a toddler.
But that's like, another thing.
So watch like Chucky and stuff.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you just got to know your kids. You got to know where they are. I mean, my mom was like, we was watching. I think I was like, how old was I when I started watching Freddy? Goodness gracious.
Yo.
I was 3. Like, my aunt exposed me to it at 3.
Yeah. I remember when Dream Warriors came out. That was my movie. Like,
yeah.
Halloween is my favorite movie of all time for that reason. Like, I was watching Mike as a kid, yo. Like, I'm so desensitized to horror movies. Like, music. Yeah, I'm like, but
yeah,
we saw a lot as kids, you know, like I think if my daughters like they were kind of around similar environment, I mean that's what it is. You know, and that's why I said maybe I might be a little too on the stricter side, but maybe that's a product of where I came from. I didn't want, you know, them to have the same level of exposure.
I don't know if I would say you're strict. I mean, I wouldn't say that you're too strict. I mean, your kids,
they're
I
well
think
behaved.
I always say that you and Ashley, y'all are like the same when it comes to parenting with your kids, always, because I hate to compare y'all to somebody else. I'm not gonna say her name, but
no name.
I just feel like her as a parent, she is definitely strict. I mean, her kids can't do nothing. They can't look left or right without her yelling and cursing at them.
Yeah, see.
But see, I always say, like, you and Ashley, the way that y'all raise your kids is like, I don't want to say y'all, I guess, what do they call them? Conscious parents now? Is that what they call them?
Self-aware?
I don't know. They're the parents who have more patience, where it's like, even though you can get there, but it takes a lot for you to get there. Like, I'm not about to wrap you on the beak right now, but let me explain to you why you shouldn't be crying. Like, that's how my mom was too. It's like, why are you crying? Well, what is the reason for you crying? And then you just sit there like, damn, I don't know why I'm crying.
Well, I think that this comes back to like understanding your child, putting the child's thought process and stuff, like considering that at least.
Right.
You know, I think if you really flip it off you sometime, like I said, I think parents, it's easy to be about us. So I think if you take the time to understand your child and try to teach your child why, I think you think like that, you know? Like I said, I think we're human. It's sometimes days is hard. Sometimes be tired, be frustrated. Oh my goodness. Like,
absolutely.
You know, so you're gonna get those days too. You know, let me say I had to make a conscious effort. Like I used to yell a lot. I'm not gonna yell too much. I felt myself yelling a lot. You know, I would get frustrated. I would get short. Like days I'd be tired, I would, you know, and I would see how they responded to it. You know, and I realized, okay, this isn't really working, you know? Like I'm scaring them. They're not learning. And I don't want them to think daddy's a monster too.
Right.
I need them to talk to me. I need them to understand, listen to me, you know? So when I'm telling them stuff, so I don't need them to be afraid around me. So I had to make a conscious effort, like, okay, I got to stop that. Right. I have to calm down. You know, I would be high strung, especially on the safety aspect. I'd be really high strung. Oh my goodness. Like I'm big, like that was me, like sit up straight at the dinner table. Don't eat, like, you know, like certain things. Like, so I had to like, okay, you know what? Trust them too.
Right. Trust
that they're learning what I tell them, but they have to have the environment to be able to apply it too. Right. So if I tell them don't do X, Y, Z, I need to like trust that if they get in that situation, they understand. They're not going to do it. You know, I got to trust that. Right. You know, but I think sometimes I would be too anxious and like I said, okay, I don't want like that's not going to happen. No, I have to trust that. Like for example, first day of school. I have to trust that when they go to school, the things that I've taught them at home, they're going to apply it. And it happens. You know, I get good reports. Like they don't act out at school. They don't, you know, everything I hear, they're good children. Like they're good girls. Because I trust they are listening. They getting it from me and their mother. Right. So I have to like, okay, that's what I'm saying. So like now that I know we got the values, so when they go to school and kids are cursing, when kids talking about crazy stuff, they come back, they'll talk about, they'll discuss it with me. And they tell me they did the right thing. So I'm like, okay, I trust that now. You know, and if they didn't, we'll work it out.
And so my nieces are like that. I be trying to teach them how to curse, but they're good girls.
Yeah.
They don't do it.
Auntie Indy be wild.
Wait, what?
I be trying to take them to the lab. I really do. I'm not even
you the crazy auntie.
I'm like, come on, y'all want to get tattoos? And like, I'm gonna tell my mom. You're telling your mom for. Let me tell you one time. Danielle gave Samaya $20, right?
You keep putting names out there.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm not saying nothing negative. I'm saying something positive. One time, and I was saying something positive about Ashley. One time, Danielle gave, because it was weird. I can't explain it without saying the name. Anyway, one time Danielle gave somebody $20, and I was like, I didn't. She didn't have to use the $20. I said, "Girl, pocket that $20 and don't tell her." When we got to her house, she was like, "Mom, I didn't need to use the $20, so you can have it back." What? I was like, "Don't give her ass her $20."
See, yep. Snitching is promoted in this household over here.
She was like, "Thank you for telling me." I'm like, "That $20 still got you something at Five Below. You lost out, sis."
See, we snitch over here. Snitching is rewarded over here. Yep, ain't gonna be no. Nah, we snitch. My kids snitch. They're telling you in a minute. They're telling each other in a minute. Yep.
But see, that goes back to trust your parenting. Like, trust that when you send your little birdies out here to fly with their friends, that they're gonna be all right.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah,
maybe.
Because we can look ourselves in the mirror and say, okay, we taught them as best we could. And like I said, they're going to make a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to. It's not even an if, it's a win.
Right.
And so we have to, we trust that too, though. Like, trusted that mistake. Okay, it's not going to be crazy detrimental. Like, okay, hopefully it's just like a little mistake that we can deal with. They ain't, like, for real. They ain't going out and shooting nobody, killing nobody. Like, okay, okay, little things happen. We did as kids. Like, it's going to happen. None of us are perfect. They're not perfect. And sometimes, sometimes life has to correct us too.
Right.
Life experience, a mistake will correct you too.
Yeah.
So if you have to learn from that, the lessons may not come from mommy, daddy, it may come from the mistake they made, So it is, but that's why parenting is tough.
Right.
It is hard. It's not so much the physical providing stuff. It is also this stuff too. And we're all doing the best we can, hopefully.
Right.
I make mistakes.
And one thing that I didn't really realize is that, especially for like people that would like be new parents, y'all are doing this on the fly.
That's how it is. To be honest with you,
there's
a
no
book can't help you.
There's no roadmap to this.
It's like you learn as you go, and if they survive, yeah, you did it. Now do it again.
Yeah. And I think that's why I say, like, tweaks. Yeah, it's constant evolution for parents too.
Goes on.
Like, me and my wife are constantly talking about this stuff, constantly evolving, constantly coming up with our plan, our philosophy on things, so that we're on the same page. Because it's not just one; it's both of us too. So I have to say the same thing. We got to be consistent in our messages.
Right. You guys down the same page.
Yeah. I can't be wilding out. She wilding out too with the kids. Like, they ain't gonna work. Okay, we gotta figure this out. You gotta be
good cop, bad cop.
Yeah. Like, if I'm wilding, you got because like somebody's gotta be balanced here. Somebody got sometimes my wife, she go hard.
That's how it was in our household. And it's crazy because my mom didn't do the beatings, but when she did pop you, those pops were memorable. I'm telling you, my mom only had to take you out one time for you to remember.
Right? Yep.
And I didn't even get no hardcore beating. She just popped me once on my leg, and I remember that for the rest of my life.
Yep.
One time she hung my sister. But my middle sister never got any type of like. She ain't never get in trouble. But the baby sister, I think it's a Leo thing. She hung her upside down once by her feet over the bed. But I mean, like, she ain't beat us. And I'm saying that was memorable. So whenever we did something wrong, instead of going to the parent who never popped us, we would tell the dad who did pop us, "Oh man, I didn't do good. Please don't tell mom, please." Yep. And he wouldn't tell her.
Because everybody knew.
So it was like, I don't know, maybe we were weirdos. We just didn't have as much respect for him versus our mom. But I also think it was because he would always tell us, "Don't ever let a man disrespect you," but yet here you are thinking it's cool to hit your kids. We ain't do nothing wrong.
See, that's why messages have to be consistent and they have to make sense. They have to make sense for the kids, you know.
I'm lying. We did do something wrong, but I didn't feel like it was bad enough for a beating.
See.
I mean, we were kids, so we did kid stuff. My father used to say we talk back too much because we would always be the why kids. Like, why?
Right.
Yep.
I would. You know what? So I know that like when I'm talking. My bad. Sorry. Talking to my dad, he was always the why kid. And so I was always the why kid. And so like you get a lot of flack for actually being that person.
Yeah.
Because if you keep questioning stuff, people will run out of things to say.
But
then they get mad.
But that's the thing though. Like, is that the kid's fault? That the adult didn't have the appropriate explanation for it?
Sometimes kids do go too far with the why.
So, yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Now you just try to be funny.
And that's what,
But you're absolutely right. But also at the same time, like, I even forgot.
Okay. So, and like I said, my daughter is the why kid, and sometimes she could be really obnoxious with it. And so sometimes I can see it, her little, I call it the run-ons, like, why? Okay, sweetheart, at this point, you need to trust what I'm telling you. You know, like I need you to just follow the process. I need you to do this and then do this. You know, this is why you're doing that, but I need you to trust that, you know, there's some things you don't understand right now. I can't just say because I said so. You know, and that's why I say I need you to trust daddy. I need you to trust that what I'm telling you is the best thing for you. You may not understand why right now, but I need you to trust me.
This is really how you talk to your kids. I witnessed it. And they deboed you once too.
They be trying to debug me, yeah.
You really do be mad patient with them. Because you know, little girls ain't easy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're not.
You have to have a lot of patience for children. I think that's also why I didn't have them, because I knew I didn't have patience. So I waited because I know I'm gonna be popping off on my kids every 5 minutes. And I know it takes a lot of patience to deal with children because they are very
stubborn.
Like there's no other way to describe it. Like they're all over the place. They're energetic. They're all, you know, it's a lot. So
I don't even have kids, but just being around other people's kids and always having them, I feel like they was my own. And the good thing is I could always give them back, like, okay, bye.
Yes,
I'm done. Get out.
But also, like, at the same time, like, and I was telling Kenny this, what was that, on Sunday? It's like his kids know me now. And like they know me by name.
And Mr. David. Yep.
That I don't know what that did to me.
That
did something to
warm and fuzzy inside.
Right. And I was just like, man, that's a precious feeling.
Yeah.
So they called you Mr. David?
They do.
Mr.
David.
And I was just like, yo, that's a very heartwarming feeling.
But they start giving you hugs, it's next level.
Oh man.
Yeah, you still cry. I'm gonna tell Alex give you a hug. She'll give you a hug.
You want some more kids? Because I got 2 dogs. They're not kids, but they're dogs. I can glad to drop them off at your house.
Right there. David,
nah.
They can also call you Mr. David.
Nah, if that happens, we're gonna be all over YouTube.
Right. You making money today.
Right.
Man, see.
Y'all gonna learn today.
All this talking about kids, I miss my babies now. Like they're asleep.
I'm about to see them, bro. They're upstairs.
They're asleep now. I know, but even when they're asleep, I'm gonna go in the room, peek at them.
Let me ask. How was the first day of school?
Apparently it was good, you know. It'll be a good year. I know they're teachers, is what I'm gonna say. So
did you have them?
Oh yeah. Did you have them? Well, now, how could you answer that question?
You know what the funny thing is? I asked that as a joke. Like I saw it.
Oh, he did have one.
We'll talk about that later.
That was back in the day.
Yeah,
that's crazy. That's
yeah. So But I mean, they're familiar with the school.
Okay.
You know,
Is it a new school?
No. They this, fifth grade and third grade. So, but
Mhm.
they like school. They understand the process for school. We prepare them, our morning routines and stuff. We actually started, they really, because they've been active all summer, they've been doing stuff. They've been used to it. We're getting up at a certain time. We ain't let them loaf too much.
Right.
They were active. So like coming back to school wasn't really a big transition. They've been getting up early, on time to do stuff. So actually the first day of school was even for us, like, cause we've been like, we do this. So it wasn't like this whole daunting thing. We prepared for it. Like they were excited to go back. They good. So yeah, that's another thing. Like when you let your kids sit around all summer, they ain't sit around all summer. Literally last week they were, we prepped them. So this morning, really, even for me, it was like, okay, another morning.
So you didn't have to do the whole go to sleep early so that you could practice.
They've been going to sleep for the last 2 weeks one time. We never let them, like, honestly, like, because they're still young. So even in the summertime, okay, like if we did something late, they would get home a little late, but like by 9:30, we taking showers, getting ready for bed, We have a whole bedtime routine. Making sure you're getting clean, you cleaning your body, you brushing your teeth. We start packing the night before. So like in the morning time, it's gravy.
Right.
You already got your clothes picked out, you got breakfast, everything is ready to go. I make the lunches tonight. We good. We got a whole machine over here. And it makes life easier for everybody. They used to that. So yeah, we good. So yeah, first day of school. So, say what?
Do you have any advice for
You said what?
Say one more time.
All I said was back to school.
Back to school, yeah. So what were you saying, David?
Kenny, do you have any advice for the fathers out there and for the parents out there?
I think just like I said, just remember that, your children are little people, that they're growing and they're constantly evolving. I think the first thing is to just be their role model. Be the, like, my whole thing is I wanted my kids to look up to me. I wanted my daughters to look up to me. Like I remember when I was a kid and I used to hear other girls talk about their dads, and they would talk about their dads like they was the greatest thing since sliced bread. That's what I want. I want my daughters to talk with me like I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread. I do. But that means that I have to be a good role model for them. I have to be a good teacher for them. I have to be a good living example of what a man is for them. They don't know what a man is. All they're going to know is that's daddy. And so the perception is going to be that's a good perception, or it's going to be a negative perception. I have a choice. I want them to think of me highly. And even in times of discipline, I got to talk to them. They know that daddy loves them and daddy has their best interest at heart. And because I do it that way, they trust what I tell them. They learn, we grow. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes we have fun, but they know daddy loves them, if nothing else. Mommy does too. And I can't, I speak for all that same good stuff, but like for me, that's where it starts. That's my motivation. I want to show up. I'm going to be consistent. I want to be there for them, be the provider, stuff like that. I tell you, oh my goodness, I love the little baby brownie points I get. Like, and I get something that come home and I came home with cookies the other day. Somebody gave me cookies. I was like, I'm gonna take these home to the girls. Why? Because I'm gonna be daddy of the year. I'm gonna show with the cookie. They're gonna think I'm the greatest thing ever because I brought some cookies. That's it. I'm on it. I bought dinner tonight. I didn't get them that, but McDonald's. I was rushing on the way home.
Right.
But they was happy though.
Yo, kids get hype over McDonald's.
Right.
Like
daddy's in the house. Yeah, daddy.
But
like
so I think just
doing a little Fortnite dance.
Flossing and stuff. So it's just those little things, like love, and it comes from love. Like I just want to see them the best them, and as they grow, I just want them to be like, how can I prepare them to be the best people possible? And that's okay. It constantly grows, like it's evolving.
I want to be that parent.
Yeah,
But
I do
instead of
too.
food, I want to bring home clothes.
Well, that too. I'm saying, bring home anything. Like,
Like, oh, mommy got me a new dress.
yep,
Yes.
my wife is good at that stuff. Like, I'm a shoe fiend, so they starting to see shoes. Like, Daddy, I like your shoes. Can I get some shoes like that? Like they. So I'm like, okay, cool. We
So
got
you have sneakerheads.
matching chucks, the little cute stuff. Like I'm not spending a lot of money on these sneakers. I already know that they feet grow too big. But I'm like matching chucks. They love that,
That's dope.
little things like that. So it's like, I probably do more boyish stuff than anything, but like I got a remote control car. They want one. I'm gonna get them one.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like they like the stuff Daddy likes because it's Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I like that. They aren't getting into things like music because I do play a lot of music around the house.
Mm-hmm.
Play a lot of music in the car. So now they got kids Spotify accounts. Cool. Like I'm with all that. Like
starting them early.
They like, yeah, they like arts and stuff, and I want to cultivate that. It's cool. Like the greatest thing that they see is that Daddy writes books. Like that's the dopest thing ever. Like Daddy writes books. And that's what they tell people. I was like, what do you tell people? Daddy writes books and he helps people save lives.
Wow.
Like that's so cool to me.
Bro.
Like, yeah. So I want them to think of me like that dude,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's the most important thing to me. I want to love them, but like, yeah, I want to be their hero.
I think you're their hero.
Try. Yeah. So, I know reaching time. Okay. Let's skip Bob's and Karen's tonight.
All right.
I know we have some.
Yeah. Ooh, did you want to talk about yours?
Oh, which one? I don't remember. We had one. We were together.
No, the waitress.
The waitress. Which one? Well, that's a problem when I say which one. Was that the group chat?
No. Actually, yeah, I think so.
Was it a text that I texted you, or was it a group chat?
I think I'm not sure. I think it might be a group chat, but also,
oh, man,
I know that you texted me and you were like, "Hey, yo, like."
You talking about the one about the drinks?
Yeah.
Oh, bum.
You want to talk about it?
Yeah, real quick. I guess it was. I mean, like it's a short one. Like, so restaurant care. I mean, it wasn't like she just. So my thing. Okay, so at the spot, so I order. It was on my way home. I actually ordered one alcoholic drink and actually one non-alcoholic drink because I'm weird. And when I eat food, I can't really drink alcohol with food. It's just weird. Like it's something about me. So I had a drink and I had a couple of sips of it. So I forget what it was. It was like a it was a mixed drink though, y'all. It was green. Had pineapple in it, whatever. But then I also ordered like it was like a strawberry lemonade or something. So they both came out at the same time. So mind you, homegirl wasn't my waitress. She wasn't my server.
Mm-hmm.
She walks past my table. And she was like, "Oh, that's a lot of color over there. What drinks are those?" Like, kind of turned her face up. What you mean? Like,
yo.
She like came all close and like looked at the drink. She was like, "You drinking it?" Yes, I am drinking those. That's a little fruity. Like, ma'am, get away from now. I'm getting annoyed. I guess I made a face. I could tell she was getting annoyed. Like, get out my face. Leave me alone.
Right.
Mind your business. I want a fruity drink. I want a fruity drink. Get out of my face. And you're not gonna shame me for it, huh? Like,
unless you're paying.
Yeah, but yeah, you gonna buy me a good one? Like what you got? So that's all it was. Is people just don't know how to mind their business. Like it's annoying. So yeah, that was server Karen. I don't know what to call her. Like, see how people's business. Like that's what that's a whole other can of worms. I don't even want to open that up. Like, you wonder why people are scared to like open up and talk to people, communicate, and share their world with people. You got people clowning them like this. You can't even go nowhere and just get a drink.
Right.
Like, you should be happy that I'm a paying customer in your restaurant right now. The way this economy, the way this world is going. Like,
who cares what she thinks?
I didn't care. I drank it right in front of her. Get on my face. But it was just the audacity to like I said, she wasn't my server. Like, you come around the corner, here you come. Like, was that your conversation starter? Is that how you talk to people? Like, if I was a different person, you would have got smooth cussed out for real in that drink.
Right.
You know?
Or worse.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You come across people like that. Get dragged out that thing.
Right.
Playing with people. Not minding your business.
I said shot because you said words. My bad.
Oh,
I went last and y'all went right.
people. I mean, people out here it's getting crazy, y'all. That's what I'm saying. Like, the audacity.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of Black folks understand that you can't be saying certain stuff to people, you know. But the audacity for some people just did not even see that. Like, so I don't know. It's crazy, y'all. That's all I got. I don't know. Y'all got anything else?
No. Ooh, actually, yes.
What is that?
This is a free bookmark that I got at the book meetup for our tour.
Dope.
Nah, not the book meetup. It's the book tour. It's the book signing.
Tour.
I said Black Men Love.
David.
Yeah, we're going to get David. We're going to give David some PR training.
I really do.
Yeah, we're going to like.
I need that. I need that.
Yeah, it's important. So yeah, Black Men Love book tour, y'all. So that was Saturday. Sponsored by Empress and Mises Entertainment. Came through.
Yes.
We had a good time, y'all. It was a good time. So that was the DMV tour. Mm-hmm. So those listening, we are going to be in Houston next month, September 16th, 17th, I believe. So we're doing it out there. Come through, y'all. If you follow IG and stuff, dates and time will be announced. November 5th, we're going to be in Atlanta. So,
yes, sir.
If you look and come through, get a copy of the book, get a signed copy, have a good time.
Where at? You're just saying where, but you're saying where, but not where exactly are you going to be at?
Because they're going to have to holler at us for the details.
Right.
Oh,
yeah, boy. Like you gotta follow us for the details. Like,
right.
It's a lot. And honestly, I can't even tell you the names off the top of my head either. So just know we gonna be in Houston.
Right. We're gonna be in Houston. We're gonna be in so we'll be at Atlanta. We're gonna be maybe a few other places.
But not at Magic City, y'all.
What?
Nah.
They're not at Magic City.
No, of course not.
Nah.
I mean, can't sign.
Yo, did you know Magic City sells food?
I've heard that I heard
the food is. What's that word that David said it on?
Food slap.
Slap.
Nah, I ain't never said that. I have never said that in my life.
I heard that food slaps. Somebody was talking about they ordered it on DoorDash and they didn't know it was a strip club, but they said the food was really good.
A lot of upscale places like that serve food.
Yeah.
And
that's what I've heard.
Go with it.
Yeah. Oh no, that's Mississippi.
But even there's a couple. I mean, but yeah. Even during the DMV, it was considered a 4-star restaurant until it shut down.
Dang.
Yeah, like I remember that.
Wow.
Steak and stuff. And then,
getting seasoned steak.
Steak and
Steak and teas.
Yeah.
I'm about to start a club called Steak and Teas.
Trademark.
Steak and teas.
Steak.
They're gonna be like, what the T stand for? Come on in and you'll find out.
Yep. So no, I believe it though.
Right.
So yeah, y'all. So we're gonna be around. You never know. We might be in inside the books. You never know.
When y'all coming to Philly?
You gonna host us? What's good? We'll come to Philly.
I don't live in Philly.
Okay, well,
stop disrespecting me like that.
We'll come to you.
I'm asking just in case like Philly people want to know, like, oh hey, are you coming to Philly?
If we can find a nice little spot and work out something, we'll try to come. The reason why we're doing those city locations because that's where our authors are. We got authors all over. So
sorry, Jersey, New York, and Philly, they don't love us.
We love you.
Monts, I love you, but like,
I mean, reach out if you can.
Yeah, we'll come through. You know, like I said, that's this year. So we'll see what happens. I gotta, get those out, close out this year. But like I said, talking about next year.
It's going to be continued next year. Going to the Bay.
We might try to get to the Bay next year. Yeah.
What writers from the Bay?
We got the writers. The writers.
I'm messing with you.
I know. One writer's really from the Bay. He losing his card though.
Wait, what?
He losing his car. He said some stuff the other day. He losing
his car. What did he say?
Oh,
some DMV stuff.
Oh yeah.
He flipped up, yo. He might be losing his card.
Yo, that's so funny.
He might lose his West Coast citizenship.
Hey, no, you will never take that.
What did you will never take that.
All right, you know what, David? Let me put you to the test. Have you ever been to Knott's Berry Farm?
No, I haven't.
No, I ain't been over there. No,
you're fired.
No, but
I don't go to LA.
Apparently, it's a tradition for Bay kids to travel to Knott's Berry Farm and dig for gold and get fried chicken.
Yo, what?
I need. Who said that?
David from
a lot of people from San Francisco said they done it, and I had to confirm it with my sister's girlfriend because she's originally from there. Mm-hmm. And she said yes. She also had did the trip to Knott's Berry Farm and dug for gold for a piece of chicken.
That sounds awful.
Like it's a thing where they have you pan for gold and then you get a piece of chicken afterwards.
Do you keep the gold?
I don't think so.
Hell no, I'm not trading gold for a piece of chicken.
Also, like at this point, is it real gold? Like,
I don't know.
I don't know, but
I thought the person I was watching something on YouTube and I thought the guy was lying, so I had to confirm it with her, and she said, "Yes, it's true."
No, David might
get Bay kids
balances. We have to get David some new balance, a heli. It's a mumble sauce, yo. It's a wrap.
Trading the Van for the balance.
They gonna be listening to Go beating his feet. Wait, it's gonna be all DMV.
No. I'm not going to be beating my feet. I'm gonna be listening.
It's a matter of time. Oh man! I told you gonna be eating glizzies. Get you a glizzy.
No, thank you.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna need you to tell me what's a glizzy.
Oh, it's what the DMV people call a hot dog.
I'm from Jersey, so we just call
hot dogs glizzies here.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
Yeah, that's like, you know now. Wait till we get you.
I had to call my hot dog.
I don't know. I didn't make this up. I'm old, so a lot of this stuff I can't get with.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know, y'all. We having fun. So I'm gonna wrap this up. Y'all know what it is. Community Coalition Show brought to you by Black Squirrel Media Network. If you want a glizzy,
don't do that.
Please don't say that because it sounds like something else. That's just like yum sauce. When people talk about yum sauce, and I was like, yum sauce.
What is happening? What is happening right now?
I don't know.
Am I the only
mumbo sauce? I don't know. Like,
no, it's called yum sauce.
I know, but I don't.
They give it to you at the hibachi spot, but Kaya calls it yum sauce something else.
You know what? We'll leave it alone.
You know what? If you like your authors that are podcasters, come to Black Squirrel.
Yeah. If you don't have to beat your kids all the time.
Come to Black Squirrel.
On that note, y'all, we out of here, y'all. We'll go for a minute. See y'all next week, y'all. We out. Peace.